Hi there, folks. I'm here to teach you about binary code. For those of you who don't know, binary code is a system of ones and zeros, mainly used by computers, but also used by geeks everywhere. Um, Basically, binary is a way to write down every single number and letter, but I'm not getting into letters, that's a completely different session. Every single number that is rational. Basically, binary is based on the statement, every natural number is the sum of powers of 2. Natural number, that's any number that's rational, like everything excluding weird numbers like 1 over 3 and pi, which is like 3.141592653, all those things that don't end, that is excluded from this. Binary is a system that does not use that. For those of you who don't remember, sum, right here, sum is addition. So that's what you get when you add things together, adding. Powers of 2. Powers of 2 are these things right here. 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3, 2 to the power of 4, and onwards down to 8 I have on here. So by adding together these numbers, any of these numbers in any order, you can get every number that's out there that's a natural number, my friend. That's a natural number. So, in order to teach you binary, you just have to remember these powers. 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, stop ringing. 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3, 2 to the power of 4, and all the like. Memorize. It goes 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, and 256. Binary itself. Binary, as you remember, is a system of ones and zeros. Basically, when you associate things with a 0, it means off, like there's nothing there. And quite literally, a 0 being used means that it's not being used. Like when you put a 0 into one of these numbers, it's not used. And when you put a 1 into one of these numbers, it is used. So, binary code, we'll start with a simple number. We'll start with the number 1. So I write over here a 1, because it's the number that we want to use. I go over here, and I figure out which one uses the number 1. The number 1 is used only here. So binary for 1 is quite simply a 1. Phone. Next we'll move on to how about a number like 2. 2. 2 is 2 to the power of 1. So you add this here, and then you use a 0 here. This 1, what's up with my phone? This 1 is being used to say that this 2 is being used. So, and then the 0 is saying that this 1 up here is not being used. So move on to 3. 3, as you can probably guess, looks like that. So it's a 2 plus a 1. 2 plus 1. This one was 2 plus 0. This one was just a 0 plus 1. Easy as that. Moving on to 4. We go over here. Notice that 2 to the power of 2 is the 4. And the next 2 are zeros, because you already have the 4 there. And then you move on to 5. 5 is right here. You get the 4. You don't use the 2 because 4 plus 2 is 6. So you put a 0 here, and then you put a 1 here, because 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay, now that you've got the basic 1 through 5 down, hopefully, in case you haven't figured it out, you can rewind it a bit and watch that last part again. You just have to remember it's all addition. Let's move on to the slightly bigger numbers. Let's go to the number 23, because everyone loves having that number show up. 23. So you go with the biggest number that's less than 23 on here. The biggest number that's less than 23, 32 is more than 23, so you go with 16. 16, you put a little line. That line saying it's on, the 1 meaning on. Then you figure out, okay, 16 plus 8. 16 plus 8 is 24. So, since it's 24, that means that you don't use it, right? Of course, right. It means that you don't use it, because 24 is bigger than 23. So you put a 0 there. Next up, we have a 4. 16 plus 4 is 20, so you put that. And then you see 23 plus 2 plus 1. So if this is 16 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1, 20 plus 3, 23. So 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, that's 23. Go to an even bigger number, like, how about 40? 40. You see, now the biggest number that's less than 40, or equal to 40 if you find it, but there isn't any here. The biggest number is 32. Oops. So you put that there. 32 plus 16 is more than 40, so you put a 0. 32 plus 8 is exactly 40, so guess what? You put a 1 right there. And then the last ones are all zeros, because anything else would just make it go over. My favorite number is 72. 72. So from 72, we have to go to 64. 64. 64 plus 32 is well over 72, so you put a 0. Then you have 16 is next. 16 plus 64 is too much, so you put a 0. 64 plus 8. 64 plus 8, people, can you guess what that is? 64, 65, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 72. Boom. 0, 0, 0. So 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Now you want to get into a big number? Let's get into another number, a popular number based on a movie. 300. Woo! Spartacus. Or not Spartacus, Spartan. Sorry. Pop culture mishap. So 256 is the largest number, less than 300 here. And then you think, does 128 work? No, it does not. Does 64 work? No, it does not, because 256 plus 64 is still too much. Then you go to 32. Does 32 work? 256 plus 32. Anyone who can do their math in their head can figure out that it's 288. Yes. So 288 is less, so put that there. Next is 16. 288 plus 16 is too much, so you put a 0. 288 plus 8, that would be 296, so you put that there. 296 plus 4 is 300, which makes the last two 0. Well, that's about it. Just remember that 1 means on, and 0 means no. And just remember that it's the sum of powers of 2, not multiples of 2, powers of 2. And you're all set. I hope I taught you something new today.